Oh, what's better than lunch at the ballpark? How about some hot dogs and mustard? After seeing Kansas City stop their personal 12-game losing streak, the Tribe tries to take 2 out of 3 from the Royals. Oh, they can smell a series win. They've got Josh Tomlin on the hill. He was brilliant his last time out against Seattle. And it's all next on Sports Time Ohio. From Progressive Field in downtown Cleveland, Ohio, it's Indians baseball today. The Tribe tries to take 2 out of 3 from the Kansas City Royals. Hi again, everyone. Matt Underwood alongside Rick Manning. Kansas City evening the series, had a game apiece last night, stopping their 12-game losing streak. You go back to 2008, Rick, and the Royals invested their first-round pick, the 3rd overall selection, in a high school first baseman from Plantation, Florida, and boy, is it starting to pay off.
Well, one of the better young players in all of baseball, Eric Hosmer. This guy has great power. He's one of the few left-handers that can get up on top of a fastball. Not only is he an offensive player, but he's certainly a defensive player. He's going to be with the Royals for a long time. He's an excellent player, and it was the veterans that stepped up and got them their win last night, and they stopped their streak. So you look for good things from Eric Hosmer in his career.
For the Indians tonight, they turn to the man that Manny Acta calls the little cowboy, Josh Tomlin, who pitched a gem in his last start against the Seattle Mariners.
Well, he had it working. He had an outstanding changeup in Seattle. It's a very good ballpark to pitch in. He located his fastball, as he seems to do every start. He had an excellent changeup. He will mix in his curveball. He will make the adjustment. He pitches very well here at Progressive Field, 13-5 in his career. He had 7 strikeouts in his last start. He'll be matched up against Luis Mendoza, who struggled against the Indians last time, giving up 5 earned runs and taking the L. Our
Nissan Road Ahead pitching matchup. Get to a Nissan dealer for great deals on innovation you can count on. So the Indians try to keep their good mojo rolling. They've still won 8 of their last 11. A series win would certainly kick this homestand off for the Tribe in grand fashion, as the Angels will be here over the weekend. We're back with all the play-by-play action coming up next. Overcast, but dry, and that's the good news this afternoon as we get ready to start this ball game today. Josh Tomlin on the hill for the Indians. And let's take a look right now at Ned Yost's starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals. It will be Yuniesky Betancourt, then Alex Gordon and Billy Butler. Eric Hosmer, Jeff Francoeur, and Mike Moustakas. Brian Pena gets the duties behind the plate today, hitting 7th, and Mitch Meyer and Alcides Escobar. Today's Indian starting pitcher, Josh Tomlin on the mound, brought to you by MLB.com at Bat12. MLB TV premium subscribers can get it at Bat12 for free to watch games. Text at Bat to 31286 or visit Indians.com for details. Tomlin making his 3rd start, his 4th appearance this year. That other appearance came against the Kansas City Royals, where he went 3 2/3 innings, gave up 6 hits and 5 runs. That's when Gomez got ejected for throwing at Moustakas. He came in,
coming off a tremendous start in Seattle.
Betancourt goes after the first pitch, pops it back out of play. Ned Yost, with Lorenzo Cain still out of the lineup, has been going back and forth between Betancourt, Getz, and Gordon at the top of that order for Kansas City. Grounded past Hanahan at third and a fair ball. Down the line it goes. That's extra bases for Betancourt. He's digging for two. And the throw not quite in time. Right over the bag on the bouncing ball off the bat of Betancourt. And the Royals start this game with a runner in scoring position.
You're right. It was right over the bag. Ended up going into foul territory after that second hop. So Betancourt hits his third double. Kansas City off to a good start. They scored a pair in the first inning yesterday on a 2-run home run by Butler.
Asdrubal Cabrera not the only player to bust a belt sliding headfirst into second base. Maybe he and Betancourt can commiserate on the subject.
We got to come up with an invention of making belts that can't rip away. He knows. Look at him. They're talking about it. You're right.
Been there, done that.
He does it 5 or 6
Except
times
he can't
a
get
year.
it through the belt loops. That's why Asdrubal's having a good laugh.
It's a day game. Day game after night game.
He is scuffling. He had to take out the batting glove to thread it through the loops. All right, now we're ready to go. Alex Gordon steps in for KC. 3 for 9 with a home run last night. The Indians with that shift on. Gordon beat him with that shift a couple of times last night. Manny Acta was not happy about it after the ball game. The ball that went between Kipnis and Asdrubal Cabrera, Manny's saying somebody has to get that ball. He said, even if they collide, he goes, that's why we have ice, that's why we have trainers. Somebody's got to go for the ball. You can't stand there and stare at each other.
It's a communication breakdown. It's no different than two outfielders running after a fly ball and, no one taking charge. Somebody has to take charge, and I don't think Cabrera did on that side because he's, on the other side of the infield. Kipnis may have had it. That's his side. Maybe he should have. That's something they're going to have to work out.
Outside, 3-0 to Gordon with Billy Butler waiting on deck. And Josh Tomlin with a walk. He walked 1 in 16 2/3 coming in.
That's a rarity, especially on 4 pitches for him. He is second lowest in the league at walks per 9 innings. Last night, this is where Gordon hit that ball between. You see Cabrera going after, and then all of a sudden Kipnis stopped. Right there, and when you look at that replay, that's Kipnis' ball. But the at-bat before that, it was Cabrera that had to dive in the same situation, and he threw to first base. So
Billy Butler takes a strike. Butler, the DH for Kansas City, hit 2 home runs in the ball game last night. 1 in the first, 1 in the ninth.
Yeah, Kansas City's 2, 3, 4 hitters drove in all 8 runs and accounted for 7 of the 11 hits.
Oh, and 2 the count on Butler. Josh Tomlin, as we know, throws a lot of strikes. The Royals, as we know, a very aggressive hitting lineup.
That's why I say he's going to have his changeup today like he did in his last start. That'll be effective for him against left-handed batters.
Down low. A ball and 2 strikes. And as he told Katie Witham on the On Deck show, it's one thing to throw strikes, but where he got a little bit in trouble coming out of the bullpen in that game against Kansas City, too many strikes in the heart of the plate. He's got to throw quality strikes. Came inside, almost hit Butler.
How did that not hit him? I mean, that was close.
2-2.
Almost looked like it went through him.
Fastball almost unbuttoned his shirt. The 2-2 now. On a line drive to right, Cunningham will play it on a bounce. Everybody moves up 90, and they're loaded with nobody out. A double, a walk, and a single, and the table is set now for Eric Hosmer.
Let's take a look at the Indians' defense, brought to you by Pat O'Brien Chevrolet, saluting the men and women defending our country and watching on the Armed Forces Network. Duncan, Brantley, and Cunningham in the outfield. It's Hanahan, Cabrera, Kipnis. Lopez gets the start at first today. Santana behind the plate.
Paul Nart calling the balls and strikes. The crew chief Dana DeMuth at first, 28-year veteran. Kerwin Danley at second, and Doug Eddings down at third. Hosmer takes low, ball one. Tomlin trying to pull the rabbit out of the hat here, although really what you just want to see now is damage control. Try to stay away from the big inning.
Well, you want to see an out.
Swung on and missed. He threw it right by him, and it's 1-1.
That walk to Gordon. He had 47 batters that he had faced without a walk prior to that one.
Hit to Kipnis. With the shift on, he goes to Cabrera for one. Back to first, a double play.
Beautiful.
Betancourt comes home. The Royals have a 1-0 lead. But Josh Tomlin gets a key double play.
That is exactly what he was looking for. Sort of a strange turn double play because they have him shifted over there. You can see 3 on that side, and he hits right into the teeth of it. Cabrera gets to second base and the flip, so it's Kipnis, Cabrera over to Lopez. Completed the double play. That is the 21st double play Kansas City has hit into, and they're leading the league now.
Well, as I mentioned in the series opener, they hit into 12 in their 4-game series against the Toronto Blue Jays. A big reason why the Blue Jays went into action on that night leading the league. They had 25 at that time. Where are they at now? Blue Jays still leading the league, turning double plays?
Let's see that. Yeah, they have 30, as a matter of fact.
They turned 5 more.
Yeah, they have 30. You know, and the matter of turning them is getting a ground ball, and the pitcher's able to get that ball on the ground when you have base runners. Well, you talk about wanting to go upstairs and out of the strike zone. Did you see where he was standing? He needed a ladder to get up there.
He's ahead of Frank Cora, ball and 2 strikes. And fouled right back to the screen. Frank Cora had a good cut, but Tomlin able to locate that fastball in, maybe in off the plate. Gordon at third with 2 down. And now the 1-2 pitch. Hit on the ground. Hanahan, the third baseman, cuts in front. On the move, he throws out Frank Cora to end the inning. So Josh Tomlin does indeed minimize the damage. Royals get a run. Tribe coming to bat. Starting lineup for Manny Acta, brought to you by Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Michael Brantley is Drupal Cabrera and Carlos Santana. Then Travis Hafner, Shelley Duncan, Jack Hanahan. Jose Lopez starting today at first, batting seventh. Then Jason Kipnis and Aaron Cunningham.
28-year-old Luis Mendoza makes the start. That'll be his fourth start this year, and he has been plagued by the big inning. His last start against Toronto, he gave up 4 runs in 1 inning, covering 3 1/3 innings. And against the Indians, in his last start, through the first 2 2/3 innings, they had a big 6-run outburst with 2 outs against him back in Kansas City.
Brantley takes a fastball up high for ball 1.
It was the first time through the lineup, but he was able to handle him. And then that second time through, they made the adjustment, almost like they were sitting on the off-speed pitch a second time around.
Called a strike. The 1-1 misses up high. Now the 2-1 offering, and it's up and away. In that first outing against the Indians, Mendoza, in the 3rd inning, retired the first 2 batters. So there was 2 outs, nobody on base. And then Brantley started it with a single. I believe it was an infield hit.
It was. It was bang, bang. He could have been called out.
It was a very close play.
It could have went either way. It looked like he was out on the replay, but they called him safe, and they went on. And then there was almost an error by Hosmer, given to Hosmer, but it shouldn't have been.
Just a lazy pop on a 3-1 pitch, and Brantley's out number 1.
Take a look at the Home Depot Kansas City Royals defense this afternoon. It'll be Gordon in left, Meyer in center, Frank Coor in right. Moustakas at third, Escobar at short, Betancourt is at second, Hosmer at first with Pena behind the plate. More savings, more doing. That's the power of Home Depot.
Here is Asdrubal Cabrera. 3 for 7 in the series with a double, takes the ball inside. Back out of play.
I think the key here is get this guy out of the stretch, because so far in 13 innings, he has had 34 base runners, which is about 2.5 guys per inning.
That's hit in the air right center, and the center fielder Meyer able to run it down 2 away. Well, in that 6-run 3rd inning in Kansas City, Chu had the big 2-run double, and then Duncan hit the big 3-run homer that opened it up. And then he kind of clipped along and went 1, 2, 3 the next inning. And then in the 5th, he jumped on him again. Hafner hit the home run, and then a walk and a single, and his day was over. So with Mendoza, you just never know, maybe if you're Kansas City, when the bottom might fall out on him.
Well, that's early in the year, and I'm sure that's what they will look for. When you go back-to-back starts and all of a sudden it's a big inning, you will be careful.
Indians go in order, 1-0 Royals as we go to the 2nd. Perfection in vanilla, hazelnut, or caramel. McDonald's, I'm loving it. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Kansas City on top 1-0, second inning. Mike Moustakas leading off for the Royals, 2 for 6 in the series with a couple of walks. On the ground to first, Lopez with the little backhand and a flip to Tomlin for out number 1. Well, Josh Tomlin on the hill for the Tribe today. Carlos Santana behind the plate. And for more on that battery relationship, here is our Katie Witham.
Well, Matt, Rick, in the last couple of starts Tomlin's been out there, you can tell this is a good combination with Santana behind the plate. And Tomlin told me, what it should be by now. They've worked together since 2008, back when they were in the minors together, and Santana came over from the Dodgers. But they're to the point where they almost know what the other is thinking. They've got a good feel for one another. And Tomlin said when he gets into maybe a little jam, Santana knows how to set up off the plate or call a different pitch, guys.
Thanks, Katie. Josh fields the bunt, gets the out. 2 down here in the second inning. We talked about this, the other night with Josh. He said when you get a catcher, it takes a little time to develop the relationship so that he knows you as well as you know yourself. And that's the most important thing, because Josh said you may come into a ball game with a game plan of, hey, I'm really going to go after these guys, set them up for my changeup, and then you get out there in the first inning and you have no changeup. And he said you can't be waiting for the catcher to figure that out. He's got to recognize that and then work around it accordingly.
Well, and it also helps when you know the hitters. You've been around long enough. You know what certain hitters like to hit in situations, and it does. It takes a while to get a reputation of knowing what that guy thinks out there, but Santana's back there all the time, and it's going to continue like that. Last year we said it was Marson catching him most of the time.
Another 3-0 count for Josh with 2 down here in the second inning. He walked Alex Gordon on 4 pitches in the first. That 3-0 finds the strike zone.
Anybody that has to make it to the big leagues and you're a big league catcher and you're learning on the fly, because Santana was a third baseman, did not catch many games behind the plate in the minor leagues. I'll tell you what, you get to this level, the number one priority is handling your pitching staff. And that is a job in itself, let alone be thrown into the number 4 hole in your first full year in the big leagues and expect to drive in runs and hit for average and hit for power. So there's been a lot of pressure thrown on that kid back there.
Meyer draws the 2-out walk, and the inning stays alive for Alcides Escobar. Here's our stat of the game, brought to you by your Northern Ohio GMC dealers. Last year, you see the Indians were below the break-even mark in winning series. Off to a good start so far this year. Rubber game here this afternoon against Kansas City.
Well, this is the second rubber game this year for the Indians. The last one coming in Seattle when Tomlin was pitching. And it went up against Hernandez, and Indians were able to come back and win that game. And this is the big game. This is what makes the difference. You win this series, you move on, you feel good about yourself. Kansas City stopped their streak. They would like to continue it because they're head on to where? Minnesota from here and then to Detroit after that. So it's a big game here for the Indians to win the series.
Escobar 2 for 8 with a double in the series. And it's pop foul out of play. Ned Yost said after the game last night it was good just to get the victory so that we don't have to talk about the streak anymore.
Right.
He said that's over with. Now let's just get back to the business of baseball. And isn't it amazing to hear that from a guy who's been around the game as long as he has? Gives you an idea of how all-consuming that losing streak was.
That's all you think about, all the negative stuff. And that's tough to do on a daily basis. Think about it. Like I said last night, 2 weeks, you don't get a win. And that's all anybody wants to talk about is, what's it going to take to get out of this, to do this? You don't think about baseball and winning. It's all negative. And that's hard to do. This game is negative enough when you're playing, and even when you win, there's a lot of negative stuff that comes out of a game you tend to forget about when you win. But when you lose, it's just thrown upon you double.
Here's the 1-2 from Tomlin, and Escobar just kind of went after it, swatted it up in the air, and Kipnis with a fine over-the-shoulder running catch to end the inning. Middle of the second, 1-0 Kansas City. Second inning at Progressive Field, bottom half. Travis Hafner, Shelley Duncan, Jack Hanahan due up for the Indians. Luis Mendoza went 1-2-3 in the first. Royals with a big shift on for Hafner as the second baseman Betancourt backs up into the outfield grass quite a distance.
Well, Hafner hit a tape measure shot off this guy in Kansas City. Remember how far it went?
10th longest in Royal Stadium history.
Yeah, looking at he was sitting and got the breaking ball. I remember Mendoza started him off with the curveball, and Hafner was waiting for it.
League leaders brought to you by your Cleveland Akron area Lexus dealers. You see Santana and Pronk at the top of the list in walks. Weekly bounce to Betancourt. And he gets Hafner for out number one.
There you go, the old 4-1 put out.
This was that home run we talked about earlier, hit by Shelley Duncan off Mendoza when they were in Kansas City. In this series, Shelley is just 1 for 7 with 5 strikeouts.
Yeah, he's been expanding his strike zone and chasing pitches out of the zone. Where earlier on that road trip, he was locked in. He was laying off a lot of the breaking balls, drawing more walks. You see, that's the pitch he's been chasing. Right there. That's the one we're talking about. Sometimes you get into that groove, you see it, and you're saying, man, you just
testing.
Trying to do too much with it.
The 0-2 hit off his foot. The Royals' woes at home well documented after they just finished that homestand 0-10. But it's not just Kansas City that's struggling at home this year. Every team in the American League Central Division is having trouble here in the month of April winning at home. As Duncan strikes out 2 down, the only team that is even 500 heading into play today is Detroit. And they're a meager 6-6 at home so far this year. The Royals 0-10. Minnesota has lost 7 of their 9 home games. The White Sox are 3-4 at home. And, of course, the Indians come in today 2-5 here at Progressive Field. So, for whatever reason, everybody in the Central Division has stubbed their toe at home. On the road, they're all playing much, much better. Jack Hanahan takes a strike with 2 down here in the second inning.
Yeah, normally the other way around. You like getting at home, sleeping in your own bed, eating your own food. It'll change. It'll change. It's too early in the year.
Big chopper to short. Escobar takes his time, throws him out. Tribe goes 1-2-3. We go to the third. Kansas City 1, Cleveland 0. Just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Third inning, and Josh Tomlin facing Yuniesky Betancourt, who doubled down the left field line and has scored the only run of this game to this point. Down in the dirt, 2 balls and a strike. Betancourt.
Who's that? Adrian Beltre up at the plate?
Down to a knee.
This is a guy that he doubled in his first at bat. Now he's a singles hitter, but he tried to get that. Might have lost his balance or caught a cleat in his toe hold back there is what happened.
Breaking ball couldn't get him to chase, and a full count. High pop. Might be playable for Lopez. He's over there. And near the railing, makes the catch, 1 away. Let's check in once again with Katie Witham.
Well, Matt, Rick, the first fireworks show of the year is Friday, May 4th. We're going to have 14 different opportunities for you to catch it. This coming fireworks show, though, will be music set to the new 2012 Rock Hall inductees. It's going to be a great show. Log on to Indians.com and get your tickets now, guys.
All right, Katie, here's Alex Gordon. He walked his first time up. It was after the first pitch, pops it back out of play. Gordon 3 for 9 in the series, as you see there. Drew a walk his first time up. He hit the home run that broke the game open last night for KC. It was a 4-2 Royals lead in the ninth. And then Gordon drilled one to deep center field off Jairo Asensio. They made it 7-2, and then Billy Butler followed with a solo shot. Liner down the left field line. That could be trouble, and it is. Gets by Duncan. Gordon goes into second base with a one-out double.
Well, their third hit, their second double. And that ball was, he hit it right on the nose, slicing away from Duncan down in left field. He had thoughts about diving for it. It was going to be a double anyway, and he wasn't going to get to it. Left-hander, that ball will slice away from the left field. You see right there he had thoughts, and he wasn't going to catch up to it. It's going to be a double anyway. Just pick it up and throw it back in.
Now here's Butler, a base hit his first time up.
Ouch.
And he hit him. He went inside and missed the first time up. He came in and hit him this time. And so Butler, who homered twice in last night's ball game, not feeling real happy about being hit, I'm sure, as he heads down to first base.
Well, the first time, now Josh Tomlin, we all know, has very good control. He went inside, you remember, in the first at-bat. We said that ball, boy, got away. This time he didn't miss him. That ball went inside, so I don't know if something's there or what. But he'll take it in the elbow, and there he'll go to first base. You see, he did have the padding on there.
So 2 on with 1 out. Eric Hosmer at the plate. Now Hosmer hit into the double play that short-circuited a potential big first inning for Kansas City. Bases loaded, nobody out. Tomlin would love to get another double play ball right here and get out of this jam. Hosmer taking low for ball 1. Swung out and missed. Hosmer rarely gets cheated when he's at the plate. He takes a healthy cut just about every time.
Well, he gets very good extension. He's off the plate a little bit, and watch how his arms are sitting out there. This is why he hits the ball. Most left-handers, they have that uppercut. He does not. He can get on top of the ball and create backspin when he hits the ball the opposite way. Slightly open, he closes, he stays on the ball, and he can hit a home run down the left field line to any part of this ballpark. He hasn't started hitting for average yet. That's going to come. But, you know, he has 5 home runs, 12 RBIs. He made the play of the game last night at first base.
Chopper to first. Lopez will step on the bag, take the sure out, 2 down. Gordon moves to third. Butler in the scoring position at second. And that'll bring up Jeff Francoeur. But first, let's take a look at today's injury report. Brought to you by Elk & Elk. Serious lawyers for serious injuries. Call 1-800-ELK, Ohio. Michael Pineda, the key guy who went from Seattle to New York in the Jesus Montero trade, has a torn labrum. That is bad news for him because that Rick is not like Tommy John surgery. There's always more uncertainty anytime you get inside the shoulder.
There's no question. Much tougher to come back from up there. Now, did he hurt that this spring?
If it wasn't this spring, it was early in the season.
It had to be late spring.
Second and third, 2 down, Jeff Francoeur. Grounds to third, Hanahan. Sets, throws, Francoeur's struggles continue. He's just 1 for 12 in the series, and Tomlin gets out of trouble. Back here at Progressive Field, some folks enjoyed a little lunch at the ball yard. Watching the Indians and the Royals finish up this series here today. Tribe trying to take 2 out of 3. They trail 1-0. Bottom of the third. Bottom third of the Indians' order. So far, Luis Mendoza has used 9 pitches in each of the first 2 innings.
Well, he's been commanding his fastball pretty well first couple of innings. He hasn't messed around with the off-speed pitches yet.
Lopez takes it's down low, evens the count. Lopez gets on top of it and lines it into left field for a leadoff single, and that's been a rarity for the Indians. When leading off an inning in this series, that's just their second hit in 17 at-bats.
Well, watch him go upstairs and get on it, man. That's Tommy Hawk there. Get up on top of that high fastball and smokes it to left field. Wow, that's a good job. A lot of times, the only thing you can do with that pitch is either pop it up or foul it off, but he gets on top of it. Base hit. First hit for the Indians this afternoon.
And here is Jason Kipnis stepping in. Down on the 8-hole today, takes a called strike. Kipnis 1 for 6 in the first 2 games against the Royals. Good off-speed pitch that time, and he gets ahead 0-2.
Yeah, he's been fastball changeup to this point. He does have a curveball, but he hasn't mixed it in yet.
Lopez taking his lead at first. The 1-2, and it's in the dirt. Pena with a nice scoop job. That'll even the count.
Got to take care of some birthday wishes today. Well, our own Bob Zink was, his birthday was yesterday, so Zinker, we want to wish you a happy birthday. Also, Gladys Gunn and Gloria Robinson of Cleveland, they're twins, turning 80 today. So, girls, happy birthday.
So the Twins let us know they turned an 80, but Zinker afraid to let us know?
Zinker was 70.
No, come on. He looks good for 70.
Yes, he does.
A little slow roller toward first. Only play is at first. And Mendoza covering for the out. Lopez, the tying run into scoring position with 1 out here in the third. Let's look at the great clip of the game from last night. Aaron Cunningham with an RBI single. Great clips. It's going to be great. His first ribby as an Indian. And he's gone 2 for 6 in the series. Cunningham started the series opener for Michael Brantley in center field. Starting last night and today in right field for Shin-Soo Choo, who's down with some tightness in his hamstring. Bounced it by Pena this time and over to third. Goes Lopez. So now an opportunity with 1 out to get the tying run home.
Well, a wild pitch. That's the last thing you want to do. It's a short hop to Pena. Let's see if he backhands it. See, there's no body in front of it. He didn't put a body in front of it. He sort of like tried to short hop it like a first baseman. Man, a guy in scoring position, you want to knock it down. That's 90 feet they're going to give you. Now the Indians a chance to tie this game. You at least want to see him move his body a little bit to try and protect it. I'm sure Ned Yost would like to see that.
Royals bring the infield at least partway in. And Cunningham pops it back out of play.
So far in the series, the Indians 0 for 6 with a man on third and less than 2 outs. So looking to get that first runner home.
Royals infielders just about even with the bags all the way around. Cunningham chased one in the dirt, and he's down on the count of 1-2. "29 pitches so far for Mendoza, and he's thrown 20 strikes. Now, last pitch not a strike, but Cunningham swung at it, therefore making it a strike. And that's all that he cares about in this situation. Here's the 1-2. Line drive off the glove of Moustakas, and an RBI single for Cunningham ties the game at 1. Aaron comes through with his third hit in the series.
Well, he came back to the curveball, and Cunningham did a nice job of staying back. But maybe he should have bounced this curveball. He chased one in the dirt the pitch before. This will go as our McDonald's. I'm loving it. He left that up enough where Cunningham did a good job of staying back, hit a line drive. And fortunately for him, it goes off the glove of Moustakas. He doesn't catch it. We have a tie ball game. Second day in a row that Cunningham has driven in a run.
Back with a dive is Cunningham. Michael Brantley coming to the plate, fly to left his first time up. That gets by Hosmer, and Cunningham's off to the races. He's into second, and he'll hold right there. Betancourt able to get over to it to keep him from advancing further. So the error on Mendoza. So he's thrown a wild pitch and now an error.
Well, you see, maybe this is why things start to snowball. I mean, Cunningham's not a guy that runs a lot. He's not a base stealer, so there's really no issue on trying to pick him off second or off first. So you allow him to go to second. Remember, it's been the big inning with this guy in his last 2 starts. A 4-run inning against Toronto, a 6-run inning against the Indians.
Well, let's see if Brantley can further Mendoza's misery. Takes a strike. Good fastball, 0-1. Brantley pulls it over the bag at first, just foul. And the crew chief, Dana DeMuth, emphatically making the call.
Well, he's straddling the line. No one has a better view. Look at him. Nobody has a better view than him. He's right there. Easy call for him, although it was close.
Brantley cracked his bat, gets a new piece of lumber. Down on the count, 0-2. Another ball in the dirt. Mendoza's flirting with disaster here in this 3rd inning.
This time he got himself in better position. You see where he put his body in front, knowing that ball is going to have a little spin to it.
Strikes him out. 2 down. Second strikeout for Mendoza. And Brantley's struggles continue at the plate. Here's our trivia question brought to you by AT&T. 5 Indians have 20-plus multi-home run
games?
No, I can't be right. Oh, multi-homer games. Okay, 20 or more multi-homer games. I was thinking the same thing. You were like, I don't know anybody that's hit 20 home runs.
I don't know anybody that's got 20 at-bats in a game.
Oh, man.
It's
20
early.
times you've had a multi-homer game.
Gotcha.
There's 5 Indians that have done that. As Dribble Cabrera trying to bring home the go-ahead run with a 2-out hit here in the 3rd inning. Fly to center his first time up. Takes a look. It's down low. Carlos Santana would be next. High fly ball, left field over near the line. Gordon makes the catch. So the Indians come back to tie it, and we're all even at 1 as we go to the 4th. On 1, 4th inning. For the Royals, Mike Moustakas, Brian Pena, and Mitch Meyer. Josh Tomlin with the first pitch strike. This next will be Josh's 50th pitch of the day. And a curveball in there, beauty, first strike. Line drive, base hit on an 0-2 pitch. And Moustakas aboard to start the Royals half of the 4th.
Well, a guy that just continues to pound the strike zone, he will give up more 0-2 base hits than most guys because he throws so many strikes. And Moustakas got on top of a high fastball, tried to run one by him, but these Kansas City hitters, they handle it. They're an aggressive team. 4 hits now for Kansas City.
And a ball outside to Brian Pena. Runner goes, and Pena lifts it to left. Shelley Duncan has a routine play. And retreating to first is Moustakas, one away.
Started the runner in that situation and tried to get something, make something happen.
It's going to bring up Mitch Meyer. Royals center fielder walked his first time up. Swung out and missed. Moustakas does have one steal on the year. One ball, one strike for Mitch Meyer. There's a strike at the knees. That got Santana. He was able to shake it off. And Tomlin has Meyer down in the count 1-2.
Tomlin, a guy that loves to pitch in this ballpark, 13-5 in his career here. His 21st start at Progressive Field.
Swung on and missed. He strikes him out, 2 down.
Well, head down to Progressive Field on May 5th between 3 in the afternoon and 5 for an Indian season ticket select a seat event. Check out the best seats in the house and the newly renovated Club Lounge. All fans interested in season tickets, groups, and party areas are welcome to stop by and secure your seats.
Swung on and missed for Alcides Escobar, who popped up his first time to the plate. In addition to Tomlin's home record, Rick, the Indians as a team are 7-4 in games that he has pitched immediately following a loss here at home. So far in his young career, they've responded well whenever he has been on the hill.
Well, and he was scheduled to start yesterday's game, but they flip-flopped, put Jimenez yesterday and Josh today.
Two-strike pitch. Hit on the ground is short. Cabrera will go to second for the inning-ending force. Middle of the fourth, and we are tied at 1. downtown Cleveland as a light mist also falls here at the ballpark. 1-1 our game. Bottom of the fourth, it'll be the heart of the order. Carlos Santana, Travis Hafner, and Shelley Duncan. Josh Tomlin chatting with Scott Radinsky, the pitching coach. Santana looks at a ball in the dirt. Carlos lined out to first base to end inning number 1.
Well, Carlos just looking in where Moustakas is playing him at shortstop. It's a give-me bunt base hit, so he says, I'm going to shorten up and see if they do anything. They did not. But we've seen him before lay it down.
Got the off-speed pitch and a swing and a miss to even the count. High pop-up, shallow left. Out goes the shortstop or the third baseman Moustakas to grab it, one away. This is that home run that Travis Hafner hit off Mendoza, measured as the 10th longest homer in Kauffman Stadium history. It went into that restaurant.
Didn't land in a bowl of pasta, did it? That was the meatball.
That was a Miller Lite with a little extra kick.
That was eye test.
Here's Pronk, grounded out his first time up. I want to say the measurement on it at the time was 456. That's outside. Royals have done a good job against Hafner in this series. He's just 1 for 8 with a double, and that was a ball that he hit just inside the bag at third with the shift on yesterday. The 2-0. Hit the right.
Jammed him.
Back goes Francoeur, and he'll make the catch.
Yep, got in on him a little bit. That was the fastball.
Take a look at our minor league update brought to you by University Hospitals. And Jeremy Tice for the Indians Carolina Mudcats team. 3 for 4 with 2 home runs and 4 driven in. 08 6th round pick. Shelley Duncan looks at a strike. One on one the count on Shelley Duncan. A bouncer runs the count to 2-1. Shelley had a single and a sac fly driving in a run in the Indians' victory in the series opener. Last night, though, 0 for 4, and he was a victim of the strikeout 3 times. Checks and a ball low. It's 3-1. So now he's got the count tilted in his favor to where he can sit and look for one pitch.
Well, it won't be the slider because you spit on it. I mean, just like you did 2-1 there. He's been chasing those pitches when he's down in the count. But Mendoza's been pretty solid today. His first 3-ball count.
Got the ball in, and it's foul, says third base umpire Doug Eddings. And he was right on it, but looked like Shelley almost yanked one right down the chalk.
Well, and he gets a fastball. Doesn't get much closer than that.
So we'll try again here with a 3-2 count. Pena wants the fastball in. That could be asking for trouble. And Duncan takes it for strike 3 call. Third strikeout for Mendoza, and the Indians go 1-2-3. Panini's with 17 locations in Northeast Ohio. And by Levin's, home of the Sealy Posturepedic mattress made right here in Northeast Ohio. Yuniesky Betancourt leading off the 5th inning for Kansas City takes a strike. He is 1 for 2. He doubled to start the game and came around to score the Royals' only run in the first. Tomlin jumps ahead 0-2. That fog that we referred to last half inning, it's coming in off the lake. It's moving into the ballpark and just bringing with it that fine mist.
Looks like the night we were in Seattle.
Yeah.
One day where it was exactly like this.
There's a long drive deep down the left field line. Just does hook foul. Speaking of Seattle, a couple of former Mariners squaring off here today with Betancourt at the plate and Jose Lopez playing first base defensively for the Indians. There's a pop right field. Cunningham. 1 away. Rick, I don't know if you've heard, but the NFL draft is tonight. And STO will have all the coverage you need. 5:30 at Sunday Strategy. And then at 6 o'clock, Bruce will have a special edition of All Bets Are Off. And then at 9, Chuck Galletti takes over. Who will the Browns take? Discuss it live with Bruce and Chuck and the gang tonight right here on STO. Alex Gordon has walked and doubled. Popped up foul, and that'll find the seats. I think the problem for Browns fans as they await this draft tonight is there seems to be a new rumor almost every hour as to who's going to trade up in front of them and steal the guy they want to draft. Now the 1-2 to Gordon. A little bit high, evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Tomlin just over 70 pitches now on the day. Broke his bat, and that's going to drop.
That's going to drop is right.
Gordon's second hit of the day, his 5th hit in the series on a 1-out base runner for Billy Butler. Billy Butler in the first inning saw one almost take his belt loops off. Then in the 3rd inning, he got plunked.
Yes, he did. After what's going on between these two teams, if you're Butler, you think, hey, this guy's got better control than that with Tomlin. But as I said, when we were in Kansas City, we had those couple of bench-clearing brawls. It's going to be a long year with these two teams.
Well, I'm just happy, too, that
dropped the bat and he went to first base. He was fine. That's what you do.
Paul Nart, the home plate umpire, Dana DeMute, the crew chief at first. There was no immediate overreaction by
because that wasn't intentional.
Umpires. But that doesn't matter. Umpires overreact in this game sometimes because there have been warnings issued, because they've gotten a memo from the league office, or whatever the case may be. Butler singled in the first, hit by the pitch in the 3rd, and of course he hit the 2 home runs last night, propelling the Royals to their win. And he sends that one out of play. It's 0-2.
I want to finish our birthday wishes today. Dr. Robert Barr of Madison is turning 58, and Mort Eisenberg of Solon is 67. Happy birthday to you both.
The 0-2. A chopper foul over to the third base coaching box. Tried to get him to widen the strike zone, shooting for that outside corner. Might have been just a hair off.
Well, when you watch Santana, he's really sitting off the plate. You see, that glove is a good 6 inches off the plate, and it was outside. But Tomlin's a guy that can nail it right there. But he didn't get Butler to swing at it. Good pitch.
Sets up inside this time. And Butler pulls the hands through and lines a single to left.
Yeah, that's a good hitter right there. Tried to set him up away. They went just off the dish. He didn't go after it. They come back inside. He's strong enough, quick enough to get the barrel headed. Watch him pull the hands in and gets the base hit. That's just good hitting. So back-to-back singles. And Hosmer this afternoon has had a couple of opportunities with runners on, and Tomlin's been able to handle them.
Another key spot here for Tomlin with 2 on and 1 out in the 5th, and Dan Wheeler's going to get up in the Indians' bullpen. And it's ball 1 down and in. Hosmer bounced into a double play in the first with the bases loaded and nobody out. And then with runners at first and second, he grounded out to first base in the 3rd inning, which was out number 2, and helped Tomlin get out of that jam. Sends a foul ball that ricocheted off the railing up into the crowd. 1-1 to count. Seattle has jumped on Detroit for 3 runs in the top of the 1st at Comerica Park.
They're playing well up there, aren't they?
Justin Smoke hit a 3-run homer off Rick Porcello
early in every game.
Hosmer sends a towering drive, deep right center. Cunningham back, running out of real estate, makes the catch. Tagging at second and going to third is Alex Gordon, and there are 2 down.
He might have hit that one just a little too high in this weather. It's a good thing it came in. Maybe earlier in the game, that was a breaking ball or a cutter that he left up. And boy, it takes Cunningham right to the base of the wall. This damp weather may have kept that ball in here.
Wasn't sure
he
how.
thought he had it. He thought he might have had it.
Wasn't sure how easy it would be to see for Cunningham with this fog rolling in here at the ballpark. But he didn't seem to have any problem tracking it the whole way. Here's Frank Coor 0 for 2. Fouled right back.
Frank Coor today, he has seen nothing but strikes. 7 out of 8 from Tomlin.
Just a little bit outside to even the count of 1-1. And now Josh falls behind 2 balls and a strike. Royals at the corners. And with 2 down in this 1-1 ball game, the 2-1 pitch to Frank Coor. He's outside 3-1. Broke the bat, fly to left. Duncan with a dive, can't get it. Gordon scores the go-ahead run. Butler goes to third, and a broken bat RBI single for Jeff Frank Coor, who is just 2 for 13 in this series, but that puts Kansas City back in front.
Well, again, nothing you can do if you're Josh Tomlin. You make your pitch, you break his bat, and it just didn't get out there far enough for Duncan to make the catch. Good pitch. Look at that bat just shatter. And I'm telling you, most of it went out. Duncan, oh, so close. But that ball gets under his glove, will fall for a 2-out base hit. Kansas City will take a 2-1 lead.
Mike Moustakas, 1 for 2, takes ball 1. Hard hit ground ball into right field. Scoring is Butler. Stopping at second is Frank Coor. And back-to-back 2-out RBI hits by the Royals, and they lead it 3-1.
Well, once you get the first one, we say this all the time, it takes a lot of pressure off somebody else. You just keep it moving. And Moustakas puts a good swing on this ball and gets it by Kipnis at second base to keep it going. So they've got a 2-run inning going with 2 outs, and out comes Manny Acta.
So Dan Wheeler will be coming into the ballgame. Josh Tomlin lasting just 4 2/3 here today. Royals on top. They've got 2-on-2 out here in the fifth. And the new Indians pitcher is Dan Wheeler. Coming on in relief of Josh Tomlin. Wheeler making his 8th appearance on the year for the Indians. 6 innings of work. He has walked 3, struck out 1. He'll be facing Brian Pena, the switch hitting catcher. As Kansas City breaking through with a pair of 2-out RBI hits.
Yeah, not the first one that Frank Coeur got, a good pitch by Josh. 26 pitches in this inning, which is a rarity for him, but he made a pretty good pitch.
Never had a 1-2-3 inning here today.
Well, Gordon broke a bat and started this inning with 1 out to get a base hit to left field on a 3-2 pitch. We got inside on him, but, I mean, that's all part of the game. He made his pitches, and they got some hits. 4 hits in the inning. Wheeler trying to get out of it and keep it a 3-1 game. They may have to turn out the lights are on. I was going to say, this is going to be a night game here really soon.
Yeah, the terminal tower has all but disappeared from sight. Pena launches one fouled on the right side. Pena getting the start behind the plate today. Another foul ball, stays 0-2. Now the 2-strike pitch. Pena with a liner and another 2-out base hit. Coming around third is Frank Coeur. Cunningham's throw cut off. 3 straight 2-out RBI hits for the Royals, and they're giving the Indians a taste of their own medicine now. Moustakas going to third on the play. 3 runs in the inning, and it's a 4-1 Kansas City lead.
5 hits in the inning, and any team that has been struggling like the Royals, or any team with runners in scoring position, you get one of those base hits with 2 outs, it relieves a lot of pressure. Guys relax a little bit more. Don't try to do too much except keep it going, and that's what the Royals have done in this inning.
And Mitch Meyer looks at a ball outside. Walk and a strikeout so far for Meyer. He's up there looking to inflict more damage. Wheeler trying to stop the bleeding. He misses. It's 3-0. Fouled back.
Oof. Letting him go after that 3-0 pitch, figuring here's a fastball. Go ahead and shoot it. They figure he's going to get a fastball. Why not let him go after it?
Called a strike over the outside corner, and the count goes full at 3-2.
That was a good pitch there. He's looking for something hard, but Wheeler put it down and away where he couldn't hit it.
With Moustakas at third, the runner Pena at first will be off with this 3-2 pitch. And he walked him. Bases loaded. And the inning continues. The ninth man to bat will be Alcides Escobar. Escobar 0 for 2. He has popped up, bounced into a fielder's choice. And a count 0-1. Royals everywhere you look. 3 runs in. 5 hits in the inning. One ball, one strike. All 5 hits have been singles. 3 straight 2-out RBI knocks, and then the walk to Meyer. Fouled back out of play. Wheeler moves ahead on the count of 1-2 strikes. All 4 runs thus far have been charged to Tomlin. He's responsible for the runner at third, Moustakas. Yeah, and he got him out looking. Royals bat around. They score 3. They lead it 4-1, middle of the 5th. Back here at misty Progressive Field, where the Royals lead it 4-1.
Look at the cone heads. Well, that's a good thing they brought those slickers today.
The Indians down 3. They'll send Jack Hanahan, Jose Lopez, Jason Kipnis to the plate here in the 5th. Hanahan bounced out to short his first time up. And now a bouncer foul third base side. Hanahan taking it's low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jack had his 7-game hitting streak come to an end last night. Royals about to hit the Indians 9-2 in the ballgame. The Indians 2 hits, figuring in their 1 run when they got the leadoff hit by Lopez in the 3rd, and then with 1 out, Aaron Cunningham drove him home.
Yeah, after the wild pitch. I'll tell you, Mendoza's been a different guy today. He's been able to locate his fastball much better. He hasn't gone to the off-speed pitches as much, but he's worked that fastball in and out. Lopez got on top of one of those high fastballs. You see that one's a little changeup.
1 down. Our recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Aaron Cunningham's RBI single tied this game at 1 in the 3rd. But Mike Moustakas with the Royals back on top, and then Tony Pena added to it. And the Royals up 4-1. Find out about more than 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. A lot of folks taking cover.
I don't blame them. That wind's starting to pick up, but it's blowing out to right.
Yeah. High pop to center.
Tough to see the ball up in the clouds.
Myers got it, 2 down. Well, we know one guy who's dry today. Al Pawlowski back in the Hyundai in-game studio.
Matt, you are correct. Dry indeed. And the Seattle Mariners, boy, they are raining on Detroit's parade. Already beat them twice in a row, and now a 3-run homer here in the 1st inning for Justin Smoke. That's his 3rd of the year. The M's lead the Tigers. It's 3-0. They're in the bottom of the 2nd in Motown. Matt, back to you.
Al's dry every day.
Kipnis taking low for ball 1. Jason 0 for 1 on the day. Better than being all wet. Three and 0 for Jason Kipnis. Kipnis taking a little extra time. I don't know if he's got something.
Yeah,
he's got something in his eye.
Yes, he does.
So Brian Pena is going to go out and talk with Mendoza as they check out Jason Kipnis, and let's check in with Katie Witham right now.
Well, Matt, Kipnis batting in the 8-hole today. Earlier to start this series, he was at the top of the lineup. He told me where he bats in the lineup makes a difference because he sees different pitches, and it completely changes his approach at the plate. When he's at the top of the lineup near guys like Cabrera and Chu, he sees a lot of fastballs. When he's lower in the lineup, he's lucky if he sees one fastball. So he tends to be today more cautiously aggressive.
Well, yeah, you look for that fastball, and I don't blame him. Here's a guy that would love to hit in the top part of the lineup. He was leading off, a couple of days ago. Now you're down in the number 8 hole. It's better to hit up top. They may show you the fastball a little bit more down in the lineup, and you don't get many to hit.
They're still working on Jason Kipnis. I don't know if he got some dirt in that eye or what the heck happened.
Well, they're pouring it in there.
It's a 3-0 count. He's still trying to work it out. Boy, this is crazy.
I don't know if he can't wear contacts the way he's trying to clean that eye now. He's just got something in there he can't get out.
Well,
look at him. He's got the one eye closed.
It'll be tough to hit, when you
well,
can't
he's
see
just
out of
got to
one of
wait
your eyes.
until he can get that thing out of there. Lonnie's looking in there to see if he can see anything. That's got to be tough because he dumped a whole bottle of that solution in his eye, hoping that it would wash it out, but obviously it didn't.
Sometimes the more you rub it, the worse it gets, too.
Well, put a little pine tar and rosin in there. That won't hurt. You've got that glove on there. You got to take them off.
Now he's ready, or at least as ready as he can be. Not surprisingly, taking there. And Kipnis draws a walk. 2-out base runner.
First walk of the day for Mendoza.
Aaron Cunningham, an RBI hit, his only time up today. And he chops it foul over toward the Tribe dugout. Big bouncer to third. Moustakas will go to second. That'll end the inning. We've played 5, 4-1 Kansas City. Wahoo Bucks $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone to an upcoming home game. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and get great discounts on your next Subway purchase. Subway, where winners eat. Sixth inning. Once again, top of the sixth inning, and it will be the top of the order for Kansas City. Uni Betancourt, Alex Gordon, and Billy Butler for the Royals. They batted around in the fifth. Dan Wheeler stays on. He got the last out of the fifth inning, not before surrendering a 2-out RBI hit to Brian Pena. Lifts the fly ball to right. Cunningham back, still going back, and he'll make the catch, one away.
Well, create memories with your family in the brand new Kids Clubhouse area. The grand opening will be Sunday, May 6th. It's a renovated area for all ages, and mezzanine level features the Slugger Sandlot, including wiffle ball, gaming area, batting cage, and more. Log on to Indians.com for tickets.
Strike over the outside corner to Gordon. He's had a good day and a good series. He's 2 for 2 with a double, a single, and a run scored. And in the series, he has gone 5 for 11, including a home run. Little chopper to first. Lopez will take it himself. 2 away. Mariners still lead the Tigers 3-0. They're in the third at Comerica. The Angels come here to Progressive Field to open a series tomorrow night. They trail Tampa 1-0 in the second down at St. Petersburg,
They've had
Florida.
a tough go down there. Price shut them out the first game. Hellickson beat them last night. And now they have more of the left-hander, pretty good lefty.
Billy Butler, couple of singles and a run scored. He was also plunked by a pitch back in the third. And a strike over the outside corner. Over in the National League, Giants and Reds tied at 2. They're in the fourth down in Cincinnati. Mets lead the Marlins 1-0 in the second in the Big Apple. Low again. White Sox are at home tonight hosting the Red Sox. Two and one the count here for Butler, who, like his teammate Alex Gordon, has 5 hits in the series. Even the count at 2-2. Fly ball to center. Brantley has that. And the Royals go 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. It remains 4-1 Kansas City. Yeah, the rain gear, a necessity here today. Even though it hasn't poured down, it's just been a sort of a nuisance with the mist, the constant mist rolling in off the lake here today. 4-1 Kansas City. Indians running out of chances here as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, they were out on the mound and home plate sprinkling the diamond dust to keep the footing good. The infield still seems to be okay. So you're right. It's not coming down in a downpour or anything like that. It's just a pain in the neck.
The Indians just have 2 hits on the day. They were both singles in the 3rd. Luis Mendoza, who the Indians knocked out his last time that he faced the Indians, has cruised so far here today. Made just 63 pitches through 5. 39 of those have been strikes. Brantley with a drag bunt. Mendoza with a glove flip. Not in time. Called safe at first. And Brantley with a bunt single gets the 6th inning off to a good start.
Well, he pulls that bunt with him, a drag bunt. And it was hard enough to where Mendoza had to keep running and running until it didn't quite get past him. But Brantley beat it out. He made a nice play to even make it close, to tell you the truth. And I don't think Hosmer had his foot on the bag, but that's a way to start the inning, man. A little drag bunt, make something happen. I would love to see him incorporate that into his game.
They need something to wake up the bats here. They were pretty quiet last night. As Dribble Cabrera 0 for 2. Base hit into right field. And Brantley stops at second as the Indians bring the tying run to the plate now here in the 6th.
Yeah, they've never, one time they had the leadoff man aboard. That was back in the 3rd inning. Other than that, he has really stuffed him. But right now, 1st and 2nd, Cabrera finds that hole. Brantley cannot go to 3rd with Francoeur in right, so they just move up a base, but a good start to the inning. 1st and 2nd, nobody out.
Santana lined out to first base his first time up. Then he hit a pop-up on the infield his last time up. Spin throw to second and nearly into center field.
He's already thrown one away at first base. Now you see him trying to pick somebody off at second, and that was close to throwing it into center field.
You know, if you're Escobar with a 3-run lead, you might want to just signal, look, don't throw. Just
well,
don't throw.
That's right. Settle down and concentrate on getting this hitter out. But that's perfect. I mean, he's playing behind Brantley, but if you want to distract him and take a little concentration off the hitter.
Oh, boy, I don't know
about
that.
That was generous there. You're right. That ball had movement going away. It looked up and away.
That almost took off on Pena. He was lucky to get a glove on it. And it's 1-1. As you see the left-hander, Tim Collins, getting loose in the KC bullpen. Right now, Mendoza in trouble for one of the first times all day. Down low, 2 balls and a strike, and it should be 3-0. First time in this game the Indians have had back-to-back base runners. And now Santana sitting in a pretty good spot here, 2-1. Pena is going to go out and talk to Mendoza, who seems unnerved already by the 2 base runners. Back-to-back hits here to open this inning. 3 balls and a strike. Not even close.
Well, he's got to come to Santana now. He certainly he does not want to walk him. He needs an out. Great situation if you're Carlos Santana. You can be very selective. And he got a break early with that fastball away. See if Carlos can shoot one the other way if it's a fastball.
This will be the 70th pitch of the game for Mendoza. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded with nobody out.
Now he's nibbling a little bit, so he feels the heat now. Here comes Ned Yost.
The Royals manager going to the center of the diamond. As I mentioned, just 70 pitches on the day, but that's it for Mendoza. He gets the hook with the bases juiced and nobody out here in the 6th inning. And the Tribe on the short end, 4-1. Luis Mendoza sent to the bench, and you pointed out as we went to break there, probably the reason for the kind of quick trigger here for Ned Yost is that he saw the big inning and how it unfolded against the Indians in Kansas City.
And plus this guy, he pitched a good game up until this inning. The bunt got it going from Brantley. He got the leadoff man aboard, followed by a single. Then he tried to be too fine, fell behind Santana. And, he's seen that story before. He says, I got 3-run lead here. I got to go to my bullpen.
Usually you wouldn't want to have to get to your bullpen in the 6th inning with nobody out and your starter only at 70 pitches. But he felt like this had a chance to slip away from him.
Yes, so. And you don't blame him. Collins coming on now for the 2nd time in the series. 3rd time this year against the Indians. He came on tonight. Sanchez started in the 5th. He went an inning and a 3rd.
Tiny Tim against Big Pronk with the bases loaded and nobody out. And a swing and a miss. Hafner with a bounce out on the right side of the infield his first time up.
See, right now the Indians have a really good chance to get back in this game, and it's damage control now for Collins and the Royals, like Tomlin did in the 1st inning.
There's a drive to deep left. Back is Gordon on the track and makes the catch. Tagging and coming home to score is Michael Brantley. Everybody else retreats. Hafner gets his 9th RBI. The Indians cut the gap to 4-2.
Well, the ball is not carrying today. Hafner put a pretty good charge in that one. It'll go as a sacrifice fly. Got the job done. The tough thing here, though, he got another fastball away. You know, you've got both runners moving up. At first base, you got to go in case it's off the wall, you want to score. But Cabrera at second, he wasn't able to tag up and go to 3rd. So now it's going to take a base hit. He hit that ball pretty well.
Now Shelley Duncan. Be a good time for him to snap out of it. He's had a rough go of it in this series. Just 1 for 9. He has struck out twice today and 7 times in all. Got a chance to put that all behind him, though, right here. And a pretty good sign that they had him thinking maybe too much at the plate his last time up when they threw the fastball by him and he just watched it go by.
He was guessing is what he was. He got to a 3-2 count and he was looking for the breaking ball and they threw him the fastball right there and he didn't pull the trigger. That's when you're guessing. He expected the breaking ball because he has seen so many in this series that's what he was looking for and he didn't get it.
Too much time taken by Collins, and Duncan steps away. It has Drupal Cabrera at second, tying run Carlos Santana at first. Bottom of the 6th inning. Cabrera takes off. He easily steals third, but Duncan with a big swing and a miss.
That's okay. That's a nice job, though. Carlos, as Drupal, he just had him timed. The left-hander right there, he took off. It wasn't even close. Can't draw a throw. Santana had to stay, but that's what you do. You get a walking lead. That left-hander's concentrating on getting the hitter. So he's able to get over there. Now a sacrifice fly will get you another run.
Missed inside, 2-2. Jack Hanahan waiting on deck. Up high, full count. So Duncan with a chance now to draw the Indians a little closer by at least getting that run home from third. Payoff pitch. Punched him out looking. Third strikeout of the day for Duncan. 2 down in the inning.
Second straight time he's been called out. This time it's the breaking ball. Last time was a fastball. He is caught in between at home plate. There's no question about it.
So that'll leave it up to Jack Hanahan with 2 down. And runners first and third.
Not a better hitter to have at the plate than this guy. He has been Mr. Clutch so far for the Indians in 2-out situations.
Back up the middle, gets by Collins. But Escobar cuts it off and throws him out to end the inning. Now the Indians get a run, but they load them up with nobody out, and that's all they muster. 4-2 Kansas City.
Field. Make sure you get on out here this Saturday to the ballpark. The first 15,000 fans will receive a free Chris Perez jersey. You don't want to miss that. If you need tickets, log on Indians.com. Check out those Perfect 10 Flex Packs presented by Discount Drug Mart. 10 tickets. You can bring 10 friends this Saturday. And don't forget, we've got a brand new kids clubhouse. The grand opening is the next homestand. You can bring the whole family out. It's a 4,000 square foot indoor playground. Check it out all online right now, Indians.com. Matt, Rick, we'll send it back up to you guys.
Okay, thanks, Katie. Tony Sipp coming on the pitch now for the Indians here in the 7th inning. Dan Wheeler went an inning in the 3rd, scoreless relief. Tony Sipp on for the 8th time this year. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts, and 5 2/3 innings of work. He'll be facing Eric Hosmer, Jeff Francoeur, and Mike Moustakas.
Well, both teams now have had bases loaded and nobody out in an inning, and they've only been able to push across one. Kansas City in the 1st and the Indians last inning. So the pitchers minimize the damage, as we call it.
Hosmer lays off. Sipp delivers. It's low. Ball 1, 1-1 the count. Takes a strike over the outside corner. Now the big left-handed hitter down 1-2. 0 for 3 today. 3 for 10 in the series. Two, swing and a miss, and he gets him. 1 down here in the 7th. All right, time now for the AT&T trivia question answer now. The 5 Indians with multi-homer games 20 or more times. Well, Manny, Tommy, and Albert were the 3 that came to mind immediately, the more recent guys. They're all on the list. Hal Trotsky, and how about Joe Carter? Boy, I didn't think he had that many.
He came into my mind, sure did.
I thought maybe a Rocky Colavito or an Earl Averill would have been on that list.
Joe Carter will be coming to town sometime next month. Part of the Indians alumni.
Francoeur fouls it out of play to the right. STO has the Browns draft covered top to bottom starting at 5:30 tonight, running you all the way through the evening. Sunday strategy, all bets are off, and Chuck's last call. They'll be with you all night long talking about the draft. You can voice your opinion as it happens live. 2 down. Mike Moustakas coming to the plate, 2 for 3 on the day, couple of singles, and a run batted in. Tony Sipp starting to round himself into shape. Last 2 outings, 2 innings, no-hit baseball, a couple of strikeouts. That's hit fouled on the right side, out of play. Almost chased after it, but able to hold up. Mariners still lead the Tigers 4-0 Seattle. They're in the 5th, I think, or was it the 6th inning up in Detroit? That's drilled deep and just foul. Fourth inning in Detroit. Tampa 1-0 over the Angels. They're also in the fourth down in St. Pete. Angels will be here starting tomorrow night. 3-game weekend series. Rick and I will have the games for you on Friday and on Sunday. Friday night, Masterson against Jared Weaver. Sunday, Derek Lowe against Irvin Santana. Saturday's game will be on Fox with Jenmar Gomez going against Dan Herron.
Santana's a guy that no-hit the Indians here last year in a day game. Matter of fact, he was, 0-6 against the Indians in his career, came back, and that was his first career win, was the no-hitter.
The 2-2 is low and a full count. On the ground, backhanded at first by Lopez. And it's a 1-2-3-7 for Tony Sipp and the Tribe. Seventh inning stretch brought to you by the Cleveland Clinic, where every life deserves world-class care. Call 216-444-CARE for an appointment today. Take a look in from our Panini's camera. Get overstuffed at Panini's Bar and Grill. Home half of the seventh inning, bottom third of the Indians' order coming up. Tim Collins staying on for Kansas City after he got out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam in the sixth. The Indians only able to push one across. Lopez 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored back in the third. One and one to count. Pena says he's okay and ready to go, and Paul Nart says, "Are you sure?" And he said, "Yep."
Well, watch the follow through on this swing. A high pitch, and then the extension on that bat gets him right on the wrist. We see that it happens a number of times throughout the course of the year with those long backswings.
Strike at the knees, 1-2 the count.
I mean, these catchers, they got to start wearing protection no matter where they're at. They're going to, you expose one little part of your body, and it seems like that ball or bat will find it.
Curveball down and in. 2 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out here in the 7th. Lopez leading it off, trying to get the Indians' offense rolling again. He goes down swinging. 5th strikeout for Kansas City pitching here today. And 1 down for Jason Kipnis. For every home run hit this season by the Indians, Rick and I are donating $5 each, and Great Clips donating $50 to the Gathering Place. Our season total at $960. Great needs, great deeds, Great Clips. Jason Kipnis looks at a ball down low. He bounced out in the 3rd. He walked his last time up. It was a 3-0 count in Jason's last at bat when he got something stuck in his eye. This time he lines it into center field.
There's nothing in his eye there. He's able to see that pitch well and stroke it right back up the middle on the fastball.
It probably took him a good 3 to 5 minutes before he got whatever it was that was bothering him out of the eye in that last at bat, but he jumps on that pitch.
Yeah, good swing on the fastball, right back up the middle. That's the 5th hit today for the Indians, all singles. And they walked 2. On the afternoon, Mendoza did.
Aaron Cunningham 1 for 2. Foul tip. Kansas City getting activity in their bullpen once again. Called a strike on the outside corner, and Cunningham down on the count 0-2. A little bit too high. Right-hander Aaron Crow warming for Kansas City. Kipnis takes off, and the pitch down and in. So Jason moves into scoring position with his 4th steal of the year.
Again, they must pick something up because he saw something the other day and took off on either first movement and stole it easily with no throw. Number 4 for Kipnis.
Little tapper out to the mound. Collins throws to first. Kipnis goes to 3rd, but there are 2 down. Once again, we go back to the studios for an in-game update with Al.
All right, Matt, let's head back to Detroit where Rick Porcello gives up his 4th home run, and this is 4th start of the season. This time it's Miguel Olivo in the top half of the 4th inning. 4-0 is the score. M's in the lead, bottom of the 5th inning. And we see with a no-hitter thus far for Seattle. Back to you, Matt.
Michael Brantley, 1 for 3. He had the drag bunt single that led to the Indians' last run in the 6th. And a liner into the glove of Hosmer at first ends the inning. 7 complete. It's still 4-2 Kansas City.
Authority of the Cleveland Indians and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Eighth inning here at Progressive Field. It's a 4-2 Kansas City lead. Bottom third of the Royals order coming up. And Jason Kipnis got a Band-Aid working out. Almost looks like it's trying to keep the eye open.
That's exactly what I thought. I don't know why. They were looking inside the eyeball. I don't know. You might be right.
Brian Pena 1 for 3. He had the third of the Royals' 2-out RBI consecutive hits in that fifth inning. His knock made it a 4-1 Kansas City lead at that time. Indians have gotten one back, but they still trail 4-2 here in the eighth. Fastball strike, 2-1. Right back, evens the count, 2-2. You see Joe Smith heating up now. And a line drive down the left field line. That's headed all the way down into the corner, dug out by Duncan. But Pena rolls into second base with a leadoff double.
Well, it's the third double of the afternoon for the Royals, and it's a leadoff double. This is just what they're looking for now to see if they can add on. It looked like a changeup to me. That was down, and it speeds up his bat. He kept his hands back enough to hit that ball down the line, get it down into the corner. For Pena, his fifth double on the year and a good start to this inning. You'll probably see a bunt here, maybe to move him along. That's one big insurance run out there on a day like today.
Mitch Meyer 0 for 1. He's walked twice and struck out. Indians pinch at the corners. Meyer swings away and comes up empty. Now he squares. Bunts it out in front of the plate. And the runner doesn't go.
I was going to say that. Maybe that's why he didn't let him make him bunt the first time. Pena didn't even break to third base. I know you have a catcher out there, and a lot of times managers don't want to bunt when you don't have good speed on second base, figuring the guy has to make a perfect bunt. But watch, he never even offered to go to third base.
I wondered, did he get blocked out by Tony Sipp and maybe couldn't see that the ball? He might have thought the ball got bunted right back to him hard.
Could be. I don't know. A tough call, but he didn't even offer to go to third.
He just froze. We've got a timeout for a pitching change. 4-2 Kansas City. 4-2, Royals on top. Another look at the play, the attempted sacrifice bunt, but Pena never moved from second. He went down to explain himself to the third base coach in between the pitching change.
Well, sometimes when you're out there, now this is a catcher, but it is when you're on second base, the guys can bunt through the ball, and you don't get a good jump. He's not a good base runner anyway because he's a catcher, and that's what made me think after the first time Ned gave the guy the chance to swing. But, I mean, he didn't even take a secondary lead to try and go to third base. You can have all the excuses you want, and now, Mitch Meyer is going to, he's going to be upset because he didn't do his job. So we'll see. We'll see. They're going to try and pick him up and make him feel better. But, when you're up there in that situation, you want to get your job done for your teammates. And right there, it not done.
Escobar shoots it back into the seats behind the Royals dugout.
And even if he does get his job, there's no guarantee because Manny would have brought in Smith anyway to face this guy.
He jabbed at the bunt, not sacrificing in that situation. He was trying to bunt for a hit. It's 0-2. And he drives one the other way, but Cunningham able to come in and grab the line drive. 2 down. That swing right there, though, is why the Royals believe Escobar is going to be successful for the next several years at the shortstop position for them and batting probably in the bottom part of their lineup. Early on in his career, he was strictly trying to pull everything, but he doesn't have the kind of power for that, so they want him to use the other side of the field. And plus, with the ballpark they play in, that kind of swing is suited perfectly.
Well, when he first came up, you felt you could knock the bat out of his hand, but now he stays on the ball nicely. And, he fits into that number 9 hole very well. And he can pick it.
Yuniesky Betancourt doubled and scored in the first. Kansas City has never trailed today. Pena still at second. He led off the inning with a double. The 0-2 pitch popped him straight up. The shortstop Cabrera will make the grab, and the Royals do not capitalize on the leadoff double. Drive down 4-2, middle of the 8th. 4-2 Kansas City, bottom of the 8th inning. Royals go back to their bullpen. Third pitcher of the day is right-hander Aaron Crow. Crow on for the 11th time this year. In 10 1/3, he's walked 3, struck out 10. He has a save. He'll face Cabrera, Santana, and Hafner. Last night he came on and pitched well late in the ball game for Kansas City.
Inning in a third. Going to have to go through 2, 3, and 4 in the Indians lineup.
Outside ball 1. Cabrera singled his last time up. Two and 0. Gets that one in there. Comes back to even the count. Cabrera 4 for 10 in the series. And then a line drive, another one caught by Hosmer.
Boy, oh boy. Guy's a vacuum cleaner over there.
He's caught everything hit his way, it seems like.
He picked a line drive last inning off Brantley's bat, so it's back-to-back liners that he's able to spear. Look like going into the hole for a base hit. Boy, and this one leads off an inning, and you just never know. And there's another diving play. Look at that. Went right into the left-handed first baseman, huh? Would have been much tougher as a right-hander would have had to backhand it. Back-to-back plays by Hosmer.
Now Carlos Santana fouling it straight back. Santana hit a line drive to Hosmer back in the first inning that ended that frame. Santana 2 out of 8 in the series. Down in the dirt. Strike 3 called, 2 down. Well, the highlight reel brought to you by your Northeast Ohio Ford dealers. Not many highlights today, but Tony Sipp starting to find his groove out of the Indians bullpen. Going an inning and a third of scoreless baseball here today. Hafner a swing and a miss. Raindrops falling here at Progressive Field again. Hafner takes a strike. Down on the count of 1-2. Almost chased after it, but able to hold up. Just a little bit outside, full count.
Well, he thought he had it because he was walking off the mound.
And the 3-2 is ball 4. So a 2-out walk keeps the inning alive for Shelley Duncan. Duncan having a miserable day. 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts, and a miserable series. 1 for 10 with 8 punch-outs total. Takes low, ball 1. The Indians have now gone 7 games plus 7 2/3 innings of this game. So almost 8 games without a home run. They were coming in bunches there at the start of that road trip.
They homered in what, their first 9 games of the year. And haven't hit one since?
No. Last homer was hit by Carlos Santana off Kevin Millwood in Seattle. There's a strike called. It's 2-1. Low and away. 3 balls and a strike. Jack Hanahan would be next. Crow fires. Duncan a swing and a miss and a full count. They've just got him. Every time he's looking for a fastball, they throw him the slider or the breaking ball, and every time he's looking for that, they throw him the fastball.
Yeah, there's a count there, too. When you're 3-1, you're looking for one pitch. Unless he was looking for the slider, he was going to swing, but he's been caught in between all series.
Runner goes, 3-2 pitches, low, ball 4. Back-to-back 2-out walks means the tying run is aboard. And Jack Hanahan steps to the plate, 0 for 3 in the ballgame. Pena goes out to talk with Crow, who retired the first 2 without incident. Although Asdrubal Cabrera hit a bullet to first, but Hosmer was able to make a good catch. Hottovy begins to warm, the left-hander for Kansas City. But right now, it's game on. Jack Hanahan against Aaron Crow. And Aaron Crow, after back-to-back walks, we'll see what Hanahan's thinking here early in this at-bat. He did catch the outside part of the plate. Detroit has come back to tie Seattle 4-4. They're in the bottom of the 6th now at Comerica. Angels and Rays tied at 1 in Tampa. They're also in the 6th. Here it's 4-2 Kansas City. Hanahan with the 0-1 pitch hits a fly ball to left, and Gordon will make the catch, and the Indians strand 2. Well, we go to the 9th, 4-2 Royals. 4-2 Royals, ninth inning. Joe Smith will stay on for the Tribe. And he'll face Alex Gordon to lead it off for Kansas City. Gordon walked his first time up, was stranded at third, doubled in the third inning, did not score. Then he singled with 2 outs in the fifth and sends a long drive to deep left, a diving catch by Duncan on the warning track. Well, he's had a miserable series at the plate, but that has not affected his hustle. And that was a tremendous effort to take extra bases away from Gordon.
Well, Gordon got him earlier in the game, back in the third inning, with a double just like that, except this time he caught up to this ball, able to extend out. It goes into the glove, and he ends up diving on his belly in a nice play and a nice running catch. Out number 1.
That'll bring up Billy Butler. A couple of hits on the day. Looks at a ball outside. Gordon, who flied to deep left there, and Butler each have 5 hits in the series for Kansas City. Jonathan Broxton could be looking for a save if the score stays the same. Bang to short. Cabrera throws about 2 away. Well, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. And Kansas City with 3 straight 2-out RBI hits in the 5th inning to take this from a 1-1 game to a 4-1 Kansas City lead. Indians have cut into that deficit at 4-2, but that's where we stand now in the ninth. 2 down for Eric Hosmer, 0 for 4. Hosmer hasn't done anything with his bat today, but he has been money in the bank defensively for the Royals, snagging 3 line drives over there at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Kansas City will be moving on to open a weekend series against the Twins in Minnesota before finishing up their road trip with 3 in Detroit. Hit on the ground to second. Kipnis throws him out. And the Royals go 1-2-3. We'll go to the bottom of the ninth, 4-2 Kansas City when we come back. Rally caps are being sported around the ballpark. 4-2 Kansas City. As we go to the bottom of the ninth inning, let's get a look at our in-game box score, brought to you by your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come see the 2012 Sonata. Visit NorthernOhioHyundaiDealers.com today. Big Jonathan Broxton coming on, looking for a save for Kansas City.
Well, this will be the first time that he has pitched against the Indians, huh? This year? Or did he get? No, he got a game in. He's been in one game. The second game, he will appear against the Tribe. And they need a runner aboard to get that tying run to the plate.
They list him at 6'4" and 300 pounds. And the big guy to face, Jose Lopez, who is 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored today. Fastball misses low. Broxton had arthroscopic surgery last September to take a bone spur out of his business elbow. Joaquim Soria, the Royals closer, on the DL, so Broxton and Aaron Crow serving as the back end guys for the Royals bullpen. Bouncer up the gut, but Escobar cuts it off. Has trouble getting it out of his glove, but still throws out Lopez, 1 away. Stay tuned after the ballgame for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care postgame show. Comes your way immediately following the ballgame here on STO. And then tonight, it's all about the draft. Sunday Strategy at 5:30. Bruce Drennan's draft special at 6. And then Chuck's last call at 9 to talk about the pick. And what you think, voice your opinion. Jason Kipnis singled his last time up. Takes it's a little bit low, 1-1. Mariners Tigers still tied at 4. They're in the 7th at Comerica. Angels have now moved ahead of Tampa 3-1 in the 6th at St. Pete. Broxton ready with the 1-1. Kipnis with a flare, the other way foul, and into the seats. And it looks like Kipnis needs a new bat. We're in the bottom of the 9th with 1 out. Indians down 4-2. They've been out hit 10-5 today by Kansas City. Their best opportunity came in the 6th when they loaded the bases with no out. But they managed just 1 run. Kipnis with a ground ball in the hole. And a 1-out single here in the 9th for the Indians.
Well, that brings that tying run to the plate, and a nice swing going the other way. Didn't try and do too much. Kipnis gets the 6th hit for the Indians. Every one has been singles today.
Aaron Cunningham, 1 for 3 on the day with a run batted in. Cunningham fouls it back. Broxton a long set. He delivers, and Cunningham looked like he swung at a ball, but he fouls it back. It's 0-2.
There he runs that two-seamer inside, and Cunningham just tried to get it started. Goes off the barrel of the bat for a foul ball.
Oh, and 2 the count. Broxton delivers, and Cunningham punches one in the air to center field. 2 down. That'll bring up Michael Brantley. 1 for 4 today, 2 for 8 in the series. That's too high, ball 1. Brantley got aboard in the 6th with a drag bunt. Came around to score the last run today for the Indians. Last run of this game, period. He takes it low. It's 2-0. As Drupal Cabrera would be next if Brantley can keep it alive. And now Pena asks for time. Now pointing into the dugout of the Royals. Not sure what he's looking for. Actually, it looked like they wanted Hosmer to come off the bag and not hold Kipnis, but maybe just try to keep him close.
Well, yes, just stay on his backside, his back pocket, so you can take maybe a little more of that hole away. With Brantley up there, he lined out to Hosmer's last at bat. They're concerned about that run at home plate and also a double. He didn't want to hit it down the line because he is the tying run, but Broxton now looking to put him on base.
3-0 the count. Pena just calling for a fastball to get over the plate here.
Right, he's just looking for a strike.
And he gives him one.
Well, Michael Brown look for another fastball here. And stay on it. Don't try and do too much with it.
And now you see the first baseman Hosmer stepping way back so Kipnis can take off on the 3-1 pitch if he wants. He does not. And Brantley chops it just foul. First base side. Full count.
All right, down to their last strike now.
This time Kipnis will be moving with 2 down on this 3-2 pitch to Michael Brantley. Brantley and the Indians trying to stay alive here in the bottom of the 9th against Broxton and the Royals. And the payoff pitch is a bouncing ball foul again, first base side, and Brantley went down in a heap after he swung the bat. Is that ankle again? Remember, every once in a while he'll turn.
I think
and
that ball went
collapse
off
that
his
back
foot.
ankle. Is that what it was?
I think so. I think he fouled it off. Take a look. Yeah, off the toe of his front foot.
Yep. Once again, Michael taking a little extra time stepping in after lets the throbbing in his big toe go down. And again, the payoff pitch. Ball 4. The tying run is at first with 2 out here in the bottom of the 9th. And as Dribble, Cabrera will be the batter for the Indians. 1 for 4 on the afternoon.
That's the 5th walk the Indians have had today. They've had a streak of going where you get at least 3 walks in a ball game. They've done it all but one game this year where they've drawn at least 3 walks. Today there's 5, and that kept the inning going, and it gives Cabrera a chance. Looking for a base hit, keep this inning going, keep the ball game going.
Royals outfield straight away and deep. As Cabrera steps in against Jonathan Broxton. And a first pitch strike. You see that outfield now. The center fielder Meyer a little bit over, just a few steps over toward right center for Cabrera. But they are very deep. Now the 0-1 pitch. Up high, evens the count. Last year, especially early in the season, the Indians had the magic formula here at home, especially when it came to late inning heroics. Now, as Dribble awaiting the 1-1. And he hits it in the air to center. Meyer is there. He makes the catch, and the game is over. So Kansas City comes to town. First, they snap their 12-game losing streak, and then they go on to win the series, taking 2 out of 3 from the Tribe. 4-2 is the final score today. The winner, Luis Mendoza, he went just 5 innings. But he ends up with his first victory of the year. The loser is Josh Tomlin. He drops to 1-2 on the season, and the save to Broxton, his second. With the win, the Royals are now 5-14. The Indians drop to 9-8 on the year. Time now for our play of the game, brought to you by KeyBank. Home of relationship rewards. Earn reward points, redeem for gifts.
Well, you go back to that 5th inning, and this is something that the Royals haven't been doing very well this year, is 2 out hits, but a couple of broken bats and a good swing right there. 3 consecutive singles to drive in a couple of runs, and that really is what propelled them to victory today. A couple of hits when you needed them. The Indians couldn't get it. The Royals did. They went on, and that's going to be our KeyBank key play of the game.
So the Royals leave town with a series win, and the Indians will try to regroup, and they'll face the Angels tomorrow night. We'll be back with the Conrad's postgame show coming up next.